So, hello. Yeah, what is dyalog.WSEngine? I see I have the longest title of... Sorry, this should not happen. Excuse me, it's not my wife. Finn? You're late, Finn. And you want to say hello to the conference. Okay, hello from Finn. Do you know there are some people missing you? No. Oh, not that's the reason, not the reason for your call. What? Oh, that's late. There's an error in my demo. No, Okay, thanks for the call. Oh. Can you excuse me for a minute? You can just close your eyes and I prepared it 2 weeks ago, my presentation, of course, nice and tested everything, and there seems to be, okay, we will see. Run demo, this looks good. Starts, correct. Everything good? Okay, what a okay, that's oh, even this. No, always. Yes, that's wrong. Oh no, that's the right. I have to change. I'm sorry. Very it's Glasgow. I'm nervous. Okay, so save this stuff. Okay, this. You forget everything you see here. We close it. There's nothing to save. So okay. So, time wrap. 2 minutes back. Let's start with what did I try to say? Dyalog.WSEngine. That's the title of the short title of the presentation. This is part of the migration session in this conference, and I tried to find a proper topic for my presentation. I don't want to talk about real migration, what I did a lot. So I thought, okay, maybe I could talk about a small tool I've written a long time ago, but it's still running, so it seems to be reliable and user love it. And it's called an OLE server for interactive use. So, good. My agenda, in short, is just not everybody knows me and my company. I want to introduce myself and the company. Then I talk about the starting point and the requirements that were in the beginning of the development. Then I show the implementation and maybe if there's time, a demo, but some of you already saw the demo. So, about our company, it's called, in the short, it's DPC, the correct name is Dittrich and Partner Consulting. We are a consulting group in Germany. It was founded in 1981, and I think I wasn't there at that time. Very early we worked a lot with APL, not only APL, but it was always a major part. Last year we've been acquired from another consulting company. They almost don't work with APL, but they do the same stuff like we do. Alone we are 10 employees, together we are about 50 employees. Both companies are located in Germany. Our customers mostly are in Germany and mostly are insurance companies like the company Marcus is working and a few others. Sometimes I can go to Austria or Switzerland, but it's not very often. Okay, we provide consulting services and most of them are in the insurance company. In earlier times I was also in other industry and so on, and nowadays APL in Germany almost is equal with insurance companies. And a small part of our business is distributing APL licenses, so we are a reseller of Dyalog APL, also of other APL vendors, but that's a minor part. So, and some few topics about me. I'm working for DPC also a long time, I think more than 25 years. I've started as a consultant with a strong focus on APL. I still do so, and I've done in the recent years a lot of migrations from all over all APLs, normally to Dialog APL. 20 years ago I did it to APL+, but now it's only Dialog APL as a target. And a small second job I have since 5 years. Because the older business has gone, now I'm the managing director, but I prefer to be a consultant. So, the tool I talk about, its starting point was one of those many migration projects we had. A large company decided to go from APL+ to Dialog APL, and we transferred and migrated all the applications, the workspaces, one after the other. And right at the end of that process, they came up with 1 or 2 special requirements, and it was a thing called referred in APL+ as an APL+Win, as an ActiveX server. This is a tool that comes out of the box with the installation in APL+Win, so every user has it available. It's a COM object. You can run the interpreter, call it from Excel or from everywhere, or like I think Markus does as well when he is working with with component files. This is a special functionality, and it creates an instance of APL first of all, and this is designed to use any workspace in it without any special preparation. So there's no stuff around it. It's only the workspace they want to work with it. Okay, and that was a requirement. And out of the box, I didn't find something exactly like this in Dialog APL. What is the use case for this tool? There are a few. They often have large calculations, doing regression tests, running over hours, and they use this technique to spread the calculations to many instances of APL, give them a task and collect them, and so do the job in half the time or less. Okay, that's one issue, handleable. But it is also used to integrate the interpreter in other applications, especially behind Excel. They often use and misuse Excel. Excel is a strange thing. Everybody likes it, uses it, and it grows, it's growing. And they put a lot of code in it and do things, and sometimes they can't lose it, it can't go away. And this is an example. They have a large application doing actuarial calculations with a lot of Visual Basic code in it, and they also call an APL kernel from there, doing also part of the calculation. So it's a crazy mix of Visual Basic APL, and so on. And they run it in an invisible mode. So they start Excel on the right side and APL on the left side, load their workspace, which is dynamically. It's every day with new code because there are several developers. And they change code in APL, change code in Visual Basic, run their calculations, and so on. So they have a fully functional development environment. It's visible. They use the editor, they use the debugger. Okay, and this is the challenge to build in Dialog APL. I thought about using maybe isolates. Could be a solution. It began in 8 years ago. I didn't know very much about Jarvis. Maybe this could have been also a solution, but the customer, they want a standard environment they are known, they are familiar with. So, okay, what can I do? Well, QuadWC does a lot, even does more, as we yesterday heard. And it has an OLEServer object. That sounds very similar to the thing in APL+, but only similar. The OLEServer object allows us to open an instance of APL in visible mode with full access to the session. Okay, fine. But it only deploys a specific namespace and only certain functions of it. those functions are declared as exported functions in this property, and this is the part this is provided outside. The rest, no, you can't access normally, not directly. So yeah, we started to try an emulation. Maybe it's a slightly exaggeration, but we tried to build some of the features, exactly those they needed as an OLE server. So this is the template. This is a screenshot of the APL+ help menu, and there's a small subset highlighted here of methods and properties they use. They needed. This was the requirement, and we tried to build them in our OLE server. So there's a call method just to call a function and return its value in the remote session. And there's an exec method to execute any expression you want and return a value. There's a sys command and a sys variable. There's also a variable property to access any variables there, and you can hide and show the interpreter. So that's what they needed. The solution we built, yeah, some essentials about it. At the end, it's a very tiny namespace declared as an OLE server. It has only a few but very general methods called, as you've seen before. And they are here to overcome some limitations that apply to an OLE server, to give them, the user, the opportunity to access all the objects in a workspace they load. Or normally they use it with a workspace, but they could also use link or something else to import code. So in the OLE server tool itself, it only acts as an intermediate layer and can be used for dynamic use of APL resources. That's the solution in general. And here are some details. The implementation has a sys command. It looks like this when you work with it. OBG APL is an object. We will see later how it is created. And to use the sys command, we didn't implement all the system commands. We just pick out those they needed, and at the end they need only a copy and a load. And even the load is a copy. We don't do a real load because we don't handle the latent expression, for example. So the sys command just expects a text string load and a workspace name. Sys variable is very similar. They need it for only a few times when they especially want to get how much workspace is available, because they always have workspace full problems. So you can call this only by naming the system variable. The same thing with the general method called variable to return or set a value of a variable. If you give only the name, then you get its value, and if you address it with a 2-element vector, then you give the name and the value of the variable to set. Then there's a call method to call functions, existing functions in the namespace. You can call niladic, monadic, or dyadic functions. And some more details. We have an exec command, which is perhaps the most popular or the most used, because it's you can do most of the things only with this. Just give any expression, and the interface tries to execute them in the remote session. And it will be cool. Like the example here, you can use everything inside there. For some reason, we need, because exec is working synchronous, we also need a solution to work asynchronous. For example, when you want to quit a remote session, quad off doesn't work when we do it synchronous. So therefore, we use asynchronous, or when you want to run a long calculation and just want to start it and check it if it is finished with some other stuff. Yeah, then we can hide and show. Okay, that's easy. Get objects is a small utility, just returning the name list for name class 2 or 3 or whatever. And a special feature we implemented it because that customer has a software release process. So they 2 times or 3 times a year they get new software package. And when we deployed this the first time, of course, there were some bugs in it. It was, to fix them, we would have to wait half a year. That was not an option. And so I thought, okay, let's make some kind of backdoor in it. This is an update method, and it simply copies any workspace into it and replaces existing functions. For example, when the exec method has a bug, then this update workspace also has an exec function in it, and it's copied in, replace the old one, and zack, you can do it. And after, until the next software release will be deployed, then we gave them a new version, and then it's part of the package.
Do we need to delete this from the report?
No, it's nothing to delete. Everything. I'm fine with it. So, as I told, it's part of a software package. So we have to talk about the deployment. When you install APL or any software on your computer, maybe you have admin rights, so we can do all this stuff. We need here for this tool a registration. We need a Windows registry, and that they can do it in their software package without a message box and nothing. The solution we found is very simple. We use the OLE register method, which is part of the OLE server object. And this method is invoked in QuadLX, and it is called when the workspace is started with a special option. I called it rec.WSEngine equals 1. If this is given, then they perform the registry execution, and if it's not set, then it starts as normal. So, and there's a last part, how to use it. The invocation, it's very simple, like all OLE tools are used. In Visual Basic, for example, you just use create object and use the methods and properties, and on the dialog APL you use the OLE client and call the name, and the name I gave is dyalog.WSEngine because the template, the APL+ version, its name was APL.WSEngine, so I just changed the first part of the name. Okay, that's it. Here are a few examples of a session, how it is used. On the APL side, as shown, you create an OLE client, make it visible or not, load a workspace, run a function, an init function, in this case, do some calculation, and finally you quit APL and you expunge the object, and the same in Visual Basic. So, yeah, maybe we have time for at least one demo. I try to demonstrate it. Not with Excel, I think you saw it already, but I have also here a demo in APL. Oops, this one, demo. So it's this. So I just prepare a little bit. So we create an instance. This has happened, and as you see, I have different installations of Dialog APL on this machine. The blue one is the version 19, and the green one is version 18.2, and because I registered the tool a long time ago on this machine, it is still registered with version 18.2, and this is now an advantage for this demo. You can see the blue one is the major version, and the green one is the remote APL session. Easy to see. So what can we do? We do the same. just see what properties and methods. This is the set of methods and properties the OLE server object itself has, and extended with a few that we put in it, the call, the exec, and so on. Yeah, then we try to get the system variable quad var. Okay, we hide the session. We can. Oops. I think I was too fast. So let's show it again. Okay. The update statement I skip because I don't have an update workspace for this demo, so nothing would happen. Then I load a workspace. This takes a little bit of time. You see in the engine there's something called prepare quad WA and start quad CI. This is stuff, some special things that run during this load procedure, because the customer uses a workspace with special ingredients, and this load procedure removes a few things and prepares it. So it takes some time, and this is but this is not kind of the interface, it's just a special feature. So where's my focus? So we can get the name list, we can access the variable AA. There's this in another variable. Yeah. Okay. We can try to get a variable that doesn't exist. Okay, then I get an error message in the error code. Another one. Call a niladic function, call a monadic function, and so on. We can calculate something, and we can even do odd things. Plus, with this arguments should not work, and it does not work because it's a length error. So I can do in the engine, that was important for the customer. I can say, okay, argument is 1000. And go on. That's not good, yes. Oops.
You didn't hit enter on the statement.
And I have. Normally I sit when I type. Huh? Okay, now it works. Once again, we have the correct result. So, and only a few more things. We can import new code. We can execute and wait 3 seconds. Okay, no surprise, it takes 3 seconds, and we can do it asynchronous and immediately. That I was too immediately was wrong. Normally I try to do another calculation, but as you see, I did quad off, closed the APL session, and finally I expunged the object. So that's the demo. Okay, the other demo with excellent VBA, I think you saw it at the beginning. So thank you.